Hello, you certainly noticed this amazing news announced by the Web3 Foundation on Twitter about DOT token not being a security but software. This, if true, would be very bullish for DOT, for the whole Polkadot ecosystem, but most importantly, a big step towards a true Web 3.0. Let's check out the details and find out how cautious we should be with this exciting news. To determine which assets, including cryptocurrencies, are securities, US Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC, uses this Howey test. There are 4 criteria in this Howey test, out of which the crucial one is this one, the use of a third party to promote the offering. What this means is that the expectation of a profit from a particular asset is generated by a single third party that is clearly identifiable. According to this Howey test, if there is no identifiable single third party which is creating the expectation of a profit from a given asset, then the definition of a security by the Howey test is not met, and such asset is not classified by SEC as a security. In other words, the way how to make sure for any crypto project to not be classified by the SEC as a security is to be sufficiently decentralized. Thus far, unless I'm mistaken, the only crypto asset that is not a security according to the SEC is Bitcoin. As it's known, Bitcoin is sufficiently decentralized. So if DOT truly also becomes officially classified as a non-security by the SEC, this will be absolutely amazing news, but naturally, for any cryptocurrency to be deemed a security, it's really bad news, both in terms of regulation, ecosystem development, and also price action. All cryptocurrencies identified by the SEC as securities will get delisted from US-based crypto exchanges such as Coinbase and Binance US. Given that the US crypto market is the biggest in the world and the most of the liquidity comes from the United States, the liquidity of a crypto considered to be a security would be hit very hard and the price action would suffer badly. And this would keep potential investors away and could have a negative effect on the long-term development of such ecosystem. Here is the announcement made by the Web3 Foundation, a Swiss foundation developing Polkadot and Kusama. The heading states, Polkadot's native token DOT has morphed and is not a security, it's a software. The key information is that after 3 years of ongoing talks between Web3 Foundation and the SEC, the foundation is now announcing that Polkadot's native asset DOT has morphed and is no longer a security, it's a software. Very interesting article indeed, reminding us once again about the vision of Polkadot to realize a true Web 3.0. The vision of Web 3.0 is to enable a new, better internet for all, which will be decentralized, trustless and serverless, where users fully control their own data, identity and created content. So Web 3 should and hopefully will one day complement or even replace Web 2, which heavily relies on advertising and collecting users' data, and by its design can't deliver on expectations of privacy, authenticity and truth. Web 3 would continue to provide all the features and online services we know from the current web, but in a much more secure, trustless, decentralized and privacy-protecting manner. The announcement further states that in 2019 the SEC published a framework for investments contracts, suggesting that almost all digital assets offered and sold for fundraising purposes were initially securities. This framework, however, also described a path that would allow a digital asset which was initially offered and sold as a security to be later potentially re-evaluated. What is meant by re-evaluating is that such a digital asset, for the purpose of US federal securities laws, would not be classified as a security anymore. So most likely this re-evaluation process of a digital asset is what this morphing means, and in DOT token's case, morphing initially from a security to software. Here it says, until this November, there have been 3 years of ongoing talks and engagement between Web3 Foundation and the SEC. The goal of these talks from Web3 Foundation's perspective was for DOT token to become a non-security. And now comes the key paragraph. It is stated here that over these 3 years, Web3 Foundation has developed a workable theory of how token morphing could be achieved for a decentralized project such as Polkadot. So if I understand it correctly, basically it says Web3 Foundation is confident they found a way how to prove to the SEC that Polkadot network is sufficiently decentralized, which allows for DOT token to morph from initially a security to a non-security, specifically software. The key statement is here. We are pleased to announce that DOT, the native digital asset of the Polkadot blockchain, has morphed. In our view, sales of DOT are not securities transactions, and DOT is not a security, it's merely software. On Twitter, there has been some confusion about this statement since, on the other hand, people who are close to the Polkadot ecosystem seem to be very excited about this news. Judging by this article, it seems that for now, the statement about DOT morphing and becoming a non-security is purely the view of the Web3 Foundation. For now, it can't be considered anything else really, as there is no official statement released by the SEC, at least not yet. On the other hand, to release such a groundbreaking announcement, not only for DOT and Polkadot ecosystem, but basically for the whole crypto industry, there must be a strong reason for that backing this announcement. It makes me think that perhaps in the background, the development in this DOT becoming a non-security matter is going in the right direction, or maybe even better, perhaps it's only a matter of time till DOT will be officially classified as a non-security directly by the SEC. I'm really curious about your thoughts on this, so let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you next time.